Hey guys, Strykerdh here, coming at you with another video. This time we're doing another viewer VOD review request. His name is Tarzan in game. He's an 1800 IODH, but he has a main, which is a 2600 mage. So he's asked me to give him a quick VOD review on this plus 12 no Q defensive. Yeah, let's just get started. Oh, also, I didn't even notice this the first time I watched this. I'm not sure why your tank is starting here, but let's just chalk it up to a plus 12. Um, kind of tank thing. No shade.
Bam!
Alright. Yep, the open is perfect. We sigil flamed. Then, as we were running in, we Imma Ord and Fell Rush instantly. And then we got the initiative proc off, so we hunted in. And then, just to say this part again, when I was watching this video by myself last night, it seemed like throughout the dungeon that you weren't aware of this tip or trick with the hunt. You get a 0.5 second grace period after you use the hunt to run over any other mobs that you may have missed your first time like hunting in that straight line. So that should help a lot in AoE. And then I know we've talked about this in chat before, or like, in DMs or whatever, or in my Discord, but you really should consider getting a metamorphosis macro, where you can just click it and you don't have to worry about like placing it on the ground. Of course, here you still made it work. I believe it looked like you got the 2 death sweeps in the essence break window, but if you have one of those macros, it's going to be a lot easier for you to, not have to worry about clicking anything else or anything extra. It's just one button, you're done, and then you can spam chaos or blade dance on your way down from like the meta animation, right? And then here, sorry, I'm gonna have to repeat myself again. It's just for the video, It looked like we prioritized using 2 throw glaives in a row over a death sweep that was up. So just rewind that real quick. So there's 1 throw glaive. Okay, it may have just been 1. Might have been okay. Wait, you have an ability tracker, let's see. That's 1. Okay, you just did 1 throw glaive, but you did use 2 chaos strikes, I think.
The elements answer to me.
So yeah, blade dance was up by the time you fell rush, but that's fine. Yeah, you had like 3 globals where blade dance was still up. That's all my point. Don't need to go too in detail about this, but this happens, it's nothing crazy. I do it every now and then too. What did we do there? I want to see how you open this again. So, not sure why your tank's going for that, but he could have carried in your meta into that closer pack. Baby sigiled MR, yep, you're doing this all perfectly. Get the burning wound dot on everything. You're in the middle of all the mobs when you can be. And I really like that, you're holding essence break for when I-beam gets back up. So it may seem like an obvious thing to some, but in the heat of a key, some people would just, send essence break. Actually, this is a good point. I'm guilty of this too. So let's talk about, it looked like you may have lost some globals, like right here. You could have thrown glaive while you were out here, so just small optimization thing. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Those mobs are gonna die over there anyway, so it don't really matter. And this one is at high bolstering stacks, so. Small thing, but here you could have done the like sometimes this is what I like to do. So you opened up correctly, and then after the throw glaive, like you didn't have I-beam up yet, but you decided to throw Chaos Strike to like wait for the hunt or something, I think. And you had Essence Break and everything. Oh, I see. You were waiting for Vengeful Retreat, huh? Colorblind. Is that what you were gonna do? I assume so. So then I guess, yeah, I mean, that all looks good. But you know, I-beam is a 2-second cast. Like maybe you could have just still sent the I-beam right away and had Vengeful Retreat up in time, maybe, but probably not. Yeah, no, and you're right. So this is a small thing. I mean, you're really not doing anything wrong here. You know, it's not a big deal. You could have double throw glaive though, you know, because the Soul Ren dot stacks up, and you could have been throwing it when you had momentum and initiative up since it was a brand new pack, and then you could have done your I-beam, and then you could have Vengeful Retreated, hunted back in, and then Essence Breaked, and you know, would have been a good chaining of all the initiatives maybe, but otherwise, I mean, it's just nitpicking. Everything looks good here. Nice. You're not greeting. You're having to run out of melee and clear with the range. Just like me.
Bam!
Everything looks good here. You roll back. This is fine. Everything looks good here, but for some reason. Nope, never mind. All good. Moving on.
The elements answer to me!
Done.
Out.
I probably would have squeezed in the I-beam, top of the ad, and the boss there. But it's unfortunate. The opener you had, you didn't have I-beam and the Essence Break combo right away. But you know, if you do in the future, what I like to do is always wait for the ad to spawn, and then I do the Essence Break combo on them. You know, I'll throw glaive first so they're slowed, and then yeah. And then you would have the Essence Break combo and everything for every other ad, about, I believe. Something like that. I can't remember exactly. You could have double throw glaive there so you didn't waste a global. But once again, that's just, you know, it's just a small thing. You could be Vengeful Retreating this whole time. You could have 180'd and like faced yourself towards the way the ad spawned, and you had like 4 seconds left on your Emma aura. So in those last 4 seconds, you could have had initiative up and gotten an even bigger Rage Fire, which could have been pretty big damn. but he went with the little bit safer route. Overall, not a big deal, but it's like those small optimization things, you know, that like add up over the course of a key, right?
Out.
Well, let me rewind. Maybe I see what you're doing. You wanted to make sure you get this whole combo perfectly.
Out.
You didn't have I-beam back up. That's fine. What you did was fine. Just awkward because it's like a plus 12 and everything, you know, and things die so much quicker. This is my first time I've reviewed a key this low, so it's like a whole separate playstyle you have to worry about or like consider.
Out.
Ended with 48 on the boss. Okay, not bad for 397 high level, I think. Don't know for sure.
The elements answer to me.
Could have gotten a little bit of a better essence break there, I think. When they're like a little split and like put together awkwardly, sometimes I like to vengeful retreat and then like I'll wait to use the essence break. I won't use it as like my momentum's going backwards. I'll just fail rush back in, then position myself like to be perfectly able to hit all the mobs, all the potential mobs with the essence break, right? And like losing the 1 or 2 extra seconds on the initiative buff is like if you have to trade that to, you know, be able to hit all the mobs here with your essence break, it's a good trade.
Bam!
Good, I like that, like you were disciplined there and you know you were paying attention of your rage fire and didn't like bell rush out last second or anything like that. And yeah, really good discipline with like lining up your I-beams and essence breaks and vengeful retreats this dungeon so far. Like really, really good. So I don't know if you watched my previous VOD review that I did of 2950 IODH, but he was kind of doing stuff like that too, where he was sending like an I-beam and things like that when mobs are basically already dead. So once you gear up this character some more and get to some hierarchies, try to you know, be a little bit more cognizant of that and not just sending like the I-beam or essence break or whatever when the mobs are basically already dead. And I know you used meta in here a little late, I guess. When did you use it? Like right here? Yeah, I mean, you guys are just kind of blasting anyways, so, and it's a 12, so these mobs are just gonna get deleted anyway. Yeah, it was you. You just deleted them.
Marked by lightning.
Well, you almost died there. Definitely be looking to get some kicks there, you know. You almost got owned. Good. Held eye beam. Distance break. Extremely clean essence break combo. Well done. Well done. You kind of should be throwing Throw-Glaive a little bit more. Like, you had one charge left throughout mostly all of that, so... And you were kind of prioritizing some Chaos Strikes over it. Because, you know, Throw-Glaive will always take priority over Chaos Strike, except for the single target Essence Break window.
Bloodlust.
No CDs. CDs don't even matter in this situation. So basically, I'll put it simply. The only time you're ever gonna prioritize Chaos Strike over Throw-Glaive is in the Essence Break window, in a single target Essence Break window. In AoE Essence Break combo, you're still throwing your glaive over Chaos Strike. Of course, you Blade Dance, but if you have 2 charges of Throw-Glaive, then it would, you know, you would Vengeful Retreat, Essence Break, Blade Dance, Throw-Glaive, or Throw-Glaive, Chaos Strike, whatever you have left to spend Fury.
Bam!
And then, well, yeah. So hopefully, I mean, I feel like I answered that question, but I don't know. You can let me know if I didn't. So yeah, even if you have no CDs, you still use Throw-Glaive over Chaos Strike. Even in single target, except for when you're in the Essence Break combo.
Personal. Two.
Oh god.
1.
Oh, what a clear! Just a like M+ tip. In general, this applies to any class. If you have the Thundering debuff, just try to be aware of when the next Lightning Strike is, and try to clear before the Lightning Strike goes out, so you don't have those type of buzzer beaters. Does Darkness do anything when boss does AoE? Of course it does, yeah. Yep. It's a pulsating AoE damage to the whole group, right? So you have a 20% chance, your whole group does if they're standing in the darkness, to dodge one of those pulses of AoE damage. kind of wasting a little bit of globals there. Um, I mean, it's okay that you're like running so far out at a melee range and getting the buffs, I guess, but it looks like you still had 2 charges of throw glaive during all that, so try to train yourself to be thinking of like always using those globals. You could have been throwing glaive as you're collecting them.
The elements answer to me.
Personal.
Feast on your flesh. Bam!
Frontal. Frontal.
Ancestors shall rise.
Frontal. Frontal.
So we went a really long time without using Imora there, which, it happens. Like I mentioned, these things happen, but, during this whole Essence Break combo, you could have had Imora going. And ticking with the initiative buff from the Vengeful Retreat.
Frontal. Frontal. Frontal.
Once again, it seemed like we're kind of prioritizing Chaos Strike over the 2 charges of Throw Glaive. We had sitting there, so.
Bam!
Yeah, okay, then I won't even mention it. All good.
Marked by lightning. Feast on your flesh.
Oh goodness. Yeah, I mean, what can you do? Sometimes that happens. I don't know if you watched my 5 tips video thing, that my most popular video, but I actually showed an example of this even right here. Like, you could have vengeful retreated like up the mountain, so you could have like stayed in place. Yeah, just a little tip for it, like when you do this dungeon again.
Collect.
Whoa! Huh. Look at the charts. Oh yeah, you're gapping all the other DPS. Yeah, man. Damn, look at that. You had a high point of like 200k. Big pumping, bro. Let's go. Man, the tank could not even hold aggro. Oh, this is juice.
Frontal.
Beautiful, beautiful. Oh! Oh, wow. Oh, nice, you threw glaive. Good. Like in the, you know, Essence Break AoE opener. Good. This guy won't clear with you! Dude. Holy shit. Why did this tank go for this pull? I mean, he couldn't contain your damage even on the last pull, keeping aggro. And then he goes for like the biggest pull in the dungeon. Really good kick there. Yeah, that oh, that was lucky. Or maybe on purpose. Perfectly timed it. You know, it's a shame you're not Night Elf. Because you could just Shadow Meld all the aggro off. Night Elf 02.
It's too far away.
Oh, you don't know what Swift Wind does? It buffs all the mobs around him to do like to get like 30% more haste or something like that. So if you have a mage, I mean, you don't really need to kick it because they can spell steal it, but you guys didn't hear, so it's good that you kicked it. Especially on fort weeks at high keys, it matters a little less here on a plus 12 tyrannical, but you definitely want to be kicking that in high fort keys, because if it goes through, like all those mobs around him are just gonna annihilate him in like seconds.
Marked by lightning.
So just going back once again, like quickly comment. I think I'd like to see you try like this one tip that I gave a little bit earlier, where you vengeful retreat, and even if you go super far out, you know, just try fell rushing back in before you use that essence break, so you can get the essence break on all the mobs. I think that could help you out a lot. You're a good boy and don't send the eye beam, right? Yep. Very good. Now you're all set up for a big opener on this boss. Be huge. Hopefully you don't pull aggro again.
Dodge Inc.
Pay for this blasphemy with your life.
Bam!
Out.
And then yeah, once again, you know, you could have gotten the hunt debuff on both of them. With that little tip I told you from earlier. So that's another one that's gonna help you out a lot, I think. No, not really. Either one of these is fine. You might get more uptime on the melee one though. I don't know. But yeah, this all looks good. I mean, I would have liked to seen a little bit more throw glaives, but
Out.
it is what it is. Like throw glaving now.
Knock. Kick.
You never want to go like inside of the 2 hits. Like you want to try to stay on the outside. If that makes sense. It's like hard to explain.
The elements answer to me.
tank is not doing such a great job of keeping these together. Making it hard for you to get value off rogue blading.
2, 1.
Oh yeah, God man, he's ranged. I don't even know why they're running up that far, but that's besides the point. Yeah, I don't know why he would keep me separate that much.
Out.
It's like he wants this fight to be more difficult.
Knock. Kick.
So yeah, this is what I'm talking about, like where you stay on the outside, see? Yeah, it's much better. Seems like you knew that, maybe you just got a little unlucky on the first one. Which happens. It's hard to predict which way the tank is like gonna bring the melee ad to. Sometimes you can just get a little screwed over.
Protect. Bam!
Dodge. Dodge.
Nice. So here, now, this is if it's me, and if I'm doing a high key especially, you have meta there. I actually pretty much always send meta on these guys, because generally speaking, you only really want to use meta in the last boss on the ad phase. So if you use it here, then you almost certainly have meta backup for that ad phase. So just a small meta usage optimization thing here. But generally for the dungeon, you did a great job of getting the max amount of uses of meta. I think you're just missing one total here. But maybe you send? I don't know. Let's find out. I mean, it would be a little late now to send it. I don't think you would do that. Just seeing your gameplay and seeing how disciplined you are. Yeah. I don't understand this mob that plays such bullshit. I don't know how you get hit there or with what. Makes no sense.
Dodge.
Yeah, always meta here, yep. Because think about it, right? And this applies to all dungeons at any part of the dungeon or whatever. Because think about it, right? If you use it there, but if you... Okay, actually, doing a terrible job of explaining this. Okay, if you hold it there, right, and you use it here, then no matter what, you get one use, right? You're only going to get one use of meta here on this boss. But if you use it on the pack before, then you get one extra one because you do that, but then you're still going to fight this boss and you'll still have enough time to get that meta back up again and use it again, right? So you basically gain a free meta use. So throughout dungeons, you should always be thinking about that. Like if I use it now, will I still have it up at some point during the next really important pull? Doesn't have to be at the start either of the next really important pull. Even if it's halfway through, that is still fine. It's still worth it.
Avoid.
Ooh, wow. You're dancing with the devil there, dude. I always get way far away from him on that charge because his hitbox is absolutely egregious. Oh my goodness, that guy had a close call at range. So always greed? What do you mean always greed? With what? Yeah, greeting with the MOR explosion, of course, yeah. So is that why you were still in melee? I mean, you know, don't sleep on the range of that explosion too. It's actually a little bit bigger than you think. Also, you should be trying. Well, your group is doing a terrible job of grouping these up. My goodness. Also, you're very close to death. But yeah, you should be sending a Chaos Nova somewhere in there to stop these casts. Like once you get to a higher key, like even at 15s on a Tyrannical, like someone's probably gonna get one shot. If not one, then two shotted. But I saw you did get the interrupt, but you know, a Chaos Nova on 2 then would have probably saved your Druid there at some point. Or I don't know who died.
Avoid.
Right there with the charge again. Oh man, that guy screwed you
Spread.
over. Nice. This tank is doing some weird shit, ain't he? What, is he like typing in the middle of this boss? What's he doing?
Spread.
Huh!
Avoid.
Nice darkness, dude. Well done. In hierarchies too, but you're gonna also want to use blur. You're gonna want to save blur for those spears.
Spread.
That guy was so slow to move. He like waited like a second and a half in the frontal thing before you moved. Just plus 12 things. But hey, not bad. Yeah, almost 70k. I think you would have beat this priest if you didn't die to you know, ripping aggro on that one like 6-pack pull or whatever at the totem area, right? So in my eyes, you beat this priest. But yeah, in my main group, our priest pretty much always tops the meters for this dungeon. I mean, I don't know what it is about this dungeon, but seems like it's really good for Spriest. But yeah, I think you played extremely great. You know, you and that priest probably hard carried that key to victory with your damage, so yeah. Alright, so what are the main takeaways, right? Just to recap everything. So a couple tips that I think will help you a lot is that hunt tech that I told you about. So in case you miss any mobs with your hunt, like, you know, in your charge in with the hunt, that you get a 0.5 second grace period window to run over other mobs that you missed, to apply the dot, and then using throw glaive more often. And then another big one, another tip is that like if you vengeful retreat really far out, don't like force using an essence break immediately after you vengeful retreat and then, you know, fall like 50 yards back. You know, it's fine to fell rush back in and then use your essence break just to make sure that you essence break on all the mobs, right? Yeah, and yeah, right. Tip 4, throw glaive when you can't do things, like if you have to run out for a mechanic. Yep, yep, and then you got the other one, fell rush back in after a retreat to apply essence break. If you vengeful retreat and you're going to be really far out, right? You know, the flip side of that too is that you could try to use your surroundings to you know, vengeful retreat or fell rush like into a wall or like up that totem hill, so you know, you don't move and you stay in place, right? But you still get the vengeful retreat off. And then yeah, I guess yeah, number 5 is the meta macro, 100%. Yeah, and I can if you don't have that macro, I can put it in chat for you in a second here. But yeah, other than that, I mean, like for this key level. And for your 397 eye level, I feel like you played really well, you know? Like another 18 eye level, I mean, I could easily see you hitting at least 100k, probably more. You know, and I'm not even sure if you had like the Bis ring or Bis trinkets. Maybe you have one of the Bis trinkets, but I know you definitely don't have two, because I saw you had that Kurog trinket, the like electricity thing or whatever. Which that thing sucks for us. So yeah, I mean, you're clearly a gamer. No invited you to 16 yet? I mean, hey, just gotta keep on grinding, bro. Just gotta keep on grinding. Oh, and you did show your talents. I should have taken a look at that. Let me see what you were running. I don't think you were running Sigil of Misery, were you? Or the Misery and Defeat. Yeah, Try using one of my Throwglaive builds where you have this Sigil and Misery, you have the 2 ticks of Will of Illidari, and you have this Misery and Defeat talent. That would increase your damage a lot too. But if not the Misery and Defeat, like at least make sure you get the Sigil and Misery because it's a good AoE stopper. Like just to stop a bunch of casts from happening. I mean, I kind of said that. I mean, I'm not sure when you're talking about. I've had my opinion change on that Misery and Defeat talent quite a bit over the last month and a half. But you know, if you have the Misery and Defeat one, you know that applies. So after the mobs are done being feared, you know they take 20% increased damage for 5 seconds. If you have that talent, then you really don't have to worry so much about when you use the Sigil of Misery. Just use it in the rotation that I made a YouTube video on. If you're like in pugs or something like that, you know. But if you are in comms, you know, and then your team is going to be relying on your actual fear CC, you know, to stop an important cast go off, you know, like an Azure Vault and the piercing shards, then you know you can hold it and not perfectly optimize it for damage, right? That's all my point was, I think. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And then what else with talents? I mean, most of the time you don't need this Chaos Nova talent. I almost never take this Darkness talent anymore. So I would get rid of that, and then I would also get rid of this Fell Rush speed movement talent. So that you could get the Sigil Misery, and then the Will of Illidari and Misery and Defeat. Oh, also you can get rid of this talent too. The thing when you interrupt, you generate 30 Fury. So yeah, you have 4 talents here that are kind of wasted, and it could, if you switched them out for this stuff over here, you would have more health. You would have an extra AoE stopper, and you would also have another thing that would give you 20% more damage for 5 seconds. Will of Illidari is, this has 2 points you could put into it. It gives you 3% HP per point. So if you put 2 points into this, you'll have 6% extra HP. It's actually really good. It's way better than like a shortened darkness or, you know, 10% movement speed increase after a fell rush, right? Like if you're gonna switch out any talents though, like you could either take out the Misery and Defeat, but once again I would not recommend that because that's an actual damage increase. Or you could take out 1 tick of the Will of Illidari, and you know you can make an argument for like a shorter AoE stun. Like some dungeons I do when there's a bunch of important like big pulls with important casts to stop. Any changes in the Havoc tree? No. Nope. Nope. That looks good. That is the cookie cutter. Basically, you'd change nothing ever from this side of the tree. This is the best build. Yep. You got it exactly. There's really no variations of this other than like the improved Fell Rush side, but I'm pretty sure literally no one uses that anymore, so yep, this is pretty much the only build you ever want to play. Minus a few select dungeons. And then I wanted to see your gear real quick. Is that like an alchemist trinket? And then did you have Forset?
You're
Yeah. I think you did.
good. You're
Yeah.
here.
Yep.
I welcome Onora's
Nice, you got
rage.
Darian as chosen.
When the winds are
What was on your weapon, by the way? Elemental Lariat looks good.
good.
Okay, good. Nice.
You're here.
Yeah, you have the correct embellishments and everything.
Welcome Onora's rage. When the
So yeah,
winds are
really, I think
still,
your next steps for gearing would be like replacing your 2 trinkets and upgrading your weapons somehow. And then also you should think about getting the engineer bracers, where it gives you like, 400 something crit. Like you can make it statted for only one stat, and so you'd put crit on it, right? Static charge scale, second trinket. I don't even know what that does. Oh, yeah, if you got a 405 whetstone, dude, take out this, whatever this thing is at the bottom, and slap on that whetstone. Whetstone is insanely good for DH. Oh crap. I'm so happy I took a look at this before ending the video. That is wrong right there. What you have on that ring. First off, you need to put crit enchant on it, and then also you need to switch out that gem right now. I don't even know why you have that gem, actually. You need to keep that gem the same as the ones that are in your necklace. The 70 crit, 30 mastery. Because if you keep that gem in there, then your elemental lariat, won't it, yeah, it will have a chance of, like, proccing 2 different damage buffs. So you want to keep it to the same. But either way, I mean, I don't think you really even want that extra haste, you know? You shouldn't be caring about the haste. So yeah, if you want like your elemental lariat to proc the same thing every time, like the same stat, then you need to keep your gems all the same type of gem. Alright? And that accounts for all pieces of gear, like all sockets and all slots.
I welcome
But yeah.
rage.
And yeah, I mean, as eye level goes up, you should be shooting for more crit, you know. Like I'm sitting at around like 51% or something like that with consumables on. And same thing with mastery. And then right now I'm at like 5% haste. Yeah. Any final questions before I end the video? Nope? Okay, cool. So yeah, let me know how all those tips work out for you. And if you got any other questions, I mean, obviously you can find me here in chat, you know. So or in the Discord. So yeah. The whetstone rotation? There really isn't one. Not like yeah, there really isn't one. Just send it when you got it on like on a pack that can live through the whole duration of the trinket. Really, that's it. It's only 2 minutes, you know, just send it. Send it on CD, get the max amount of uses you can. And that's the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, going by the screen is information about why you should join my Discord. That's where you guys can directly interact with me, get notifications for new videos or when I'm streaming. My Twitch handle is on the screen now. Once again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.